Hello, and welcome back to NATO Plays Minecraft. This episode is sponsored by F3, giving you all the information you'll ever need to know, as was last episode, as I accidentally left it on for a good sort of 75% of the episode. So I'm sorry about that. As I said last episode, I just bought a new graphics card, and I was trying to keep track of the frame rates before I was recording, and I forgot that I left it on. However, this episode we were actually going to make use of it, because we're going to start planning. Exactly how the bridge is going to be laid out, where it's going to start, where it's going to finish, and approximately where the supports will need to be and how many supports we're going to need. I'll probably work off the basis that I will need to have a support every 10 to 12 blocks or something like that. But to make sure that I don't have a really awkward, annoying number of... really awkward number of supports or a really short distance between one end, I will work it out in advance. And there may be a slight mismatch, so there might be one that's 12, maybe one that's 11. But anyway, this is where the bridge is going to start. Possibly one... No, this is going to be the bridge is going to start. It's going to arrive in the centre of these stairs at this height. So let's take a look at our measurement. So x1's 17, y 28, 68. What am I talking about? 68. Y 68 and 209 xz. Numbers. Numbers are not my friend. We'll turn that off. Go back to our boat. I know there's one there, but this is the boat that's supposed to be here. I was supposed to start keeping 2 boats at each end until the bridge was completed, just in case I sort of died in one place or somehow ended up over somewhere without needing to be in between the two. I have also finished making the water breathing potions, which last for, I think it's 8 minutes. They're in the chest over here, in the brewing chest. 3 minutes, okay, so we have 18 minutes worth of, unless I'm mistaken, 18 minutes worth of water breathing. There might be a way to improve those. I'll have to look up on the wiki at some point to work out exactly how that's done. So the next thing I'm going to do is work out make a guess at where this is going to arrive. So I know I'm going to want to be on Y 68, and I know I'm going to want to be lined up somewhat like this. So let's call it this block. This block I think is going to line up to the middle block over there, and we'll make note of that. So it's 16 for X, Y is 68 and 108 Z. Okay, the next step is to work out exactly work out the distance between the block this side and the block that side. Also work out and make sure that we're actually working at a right angle, so the difference in X between this block and its sort of mirror over there is the same, and the difference in Z is the same, so we're working at a right angle essentially. So I will go and do maths off screen, which is something I don't like doing, but it is required in this instance. So I shall see you very soon. Hello and welcome back. So I went and did some maths, and it actually works out really well. The spot I chose, the block I chose, thinking that it was directly opposite, was in fact directly opposite. It is in fact actually 102 by 102 blocks in distance. So if you start at 16, 108. So that is technically 102 by 102 to get to here. So what I want to do is move forward 2 blocks, so technically to here, so 101.18, and make the Y match. And this will be where we start the bridge from. This basically means that I can have a support every 10 blocks. So 120 by 28, 130 by 38, 140 by 48, 150 by 58, until we get to 200 by 108. So that means we can have 10 pillars, 10 supports at 10 distance from each other, and only need 10 of them, and not need to mess around with any annoying kind of odd numbers, any annoying it just works out quite nicely. Now I have to find out where that was. So 18 by 110. And this needs to be at 40. I don't know why I keep saying 48 or 28 or whatever. 68. And because we're going to be working on a bridge that is going to be diagonally, at least I think it was 5 wide, we can tidy up the far edge if necessary. And falling. No damage though, that's good. We'll probably replace this dirt with something else, but that should match once I have this set up. Yeah, this should match the opposite side, so we have a nice working mirrored working space, as it were. Okay. This will need to be tidied up eventually, but we'll see. Sorry if you heard that. It was my phone making a buzzing noise on the headset. I don't know if that picked up too for you. I also have a cat sitting on me who just clawed my chest while stretching. Thank you, Puss. So yeah, and I think the next thing to do is get some smooth stone. Get some smooth stone bricks from our smooth stone box. Probably want a few more than that. I've yet to look up whether or not you can make these water-breathing potions last longer, but I think you should, in theory, be able to. I'm gonna try something. You may not have noticed the slight break in the video there, where I went to look up very quickly whether or not you can extend these water potions, and you can with some redstone. So let's do that. This should give us a little bit longer to not drown and be a lot more effective. So we're going to start putting down the posts. And they're just going to be simple posts that come out of the ground by 1, come out of the water by 1, just so we can get 8 minutes. Oh yes, I will take that. Potion of water breathing for 8 minutes. I do foresee a problem with being able to actually see where we're going. Not see where we're going, but yeah, no, see where we're going, because it's going to be dark under the water. But as long as we go by delicious X3 power, we should be okay. So we're going to want to find 220 by 28. You know what? This boat is actually more annoying than useful. Oh, there we go. Is it going to get dark? Oh, it's getting dark. Right then, fine. If you're going to get dark, then I'm just going to go to bed. Start construction in the morning. In terms of construction methods, this is kind of quite normal for me. I tend to like to work out kind of the maths of the situation first, work out exactly where something is going to be before I start construction. This really should be on my bar. There we go. No, I don't want to drink two. Yeah, that's our first one. I got water breathing. Water bottle. Presumably you filled it because you were holding it down. Okay, that's our first one. Next one is 38 by 30. Here. So yeah, it's important, I find, to work out the maths, know not everything, but know roughly how you want to approach a major construction like this, which is often based on not a lot of information. Like, for example, the exact dimensions of this bridge are really just based off... Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Ooh, no, it's not. It's this one. Or is it? Is it this one? Here we go. Sorry, derp for a second there. Yeah, with this project, it's really based on just the distance from the start point to the end point. Yeah, the end point. And working out everything from that, really. I mean, the distance I chose, I could have chose to have a pillar every 20 blocks, or a pillar every 30, or every 5. My choice was vaguely based on the concept that glowstone, or that lights don't tend to penetrate further than, say, 5 or so. So if I want to make sure that no mobs can spawn, having a... We might actually not need any more than the one potion, which would be a little bit irritating, because we probably could have done it without it. Anyway, so yeah, that's why I've chosen 10, basically, because the radius of light penetrating out would from... I have a feeling this is not going to be right. I have a suspicion that this is actually going to turn out to be incorrect, and I am going to be rather irritated. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. Whee! Here? Here. Although I'm going to have to go back down on this one and remove that piece of gravel under the water. Because it always annoys me when you can see that it's not kind of solidly connected to the ground, as it were. So, 101? 110? Oh, 200. 200 and... What am I doing? It's around here. 200 and 108. And that should take us to 210, 118. Oh, 29, yeah. 210's up here. So there we go. This is the first kind of starting points, the first landing, the first breaking ground on the bridge. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That's coming on nicely. So I will probably need to bring these up to match the level, but what I'm actually thinking of doing is, off camera, I will extend just a very skeleton bridge so I can get across more quickly and simply. Now I'm wondering whether or not my bridge actually did have one pillar or two. Now I can't remember. That will be embarrassing. let's go take a look. So I took a look, and guess what? Guess what? Yep, that's right. The pillar, the design I'm currently using has two pillars on each side, and then not one down the middle. So now I'm extremely embarrassed. However, we can probably still make use of that third pillar because there's no point not. Now that we've laid those down, we might as well include it. That's another point about building stuff, is sometimes bad things happen. Unexpected things happen. And you have to deal with those. And kind of how you deal with those is kind of part and parcel of the building process. Like, for example, I could pull these down, but now that I've laid them, there doesn't seem much point. And we've still got loads of time on the water breathing side. So this bridge is going to look a little bit more sturdy than it was going to originally. But I think I've actually placed those ones wrong too. Yes, I have placed those ones wrong. This is not being a good day for me recording. So at least now we know the centre line, and we can build off that. This is, yeah, as I said, this is the kind of pitfalls of building and constructing, is sometimes the unexpected or the derpy kind of makes you stop and go, wait a minute, this isn't right. One of the cases is where you have a symmetrical building, and I'm sure I'll do this at some point, where you don't quite realise it, but you've subtly made a mistake, and it doesn't quite mirror correctly. So you spend a good 10-15 minutes looking at it at all different angles, and end up realising, no, it is off, and you have to spend however long repairing it. So I'm going to, off camera, correctly place these edging pillars so that we have a 3 wide base, 3 pillars per series. So I will see you shortly. And here we are. So I've picked up the map, and I thought it would update to show where these pillars are, but apparently not. Maybe they're too small to show up in the scale against the blue. Anyway, we now have our supports in place for our bridge, and they should all be correct. They'll look correct from up here. So the next task is, as I said before, to raise these up so that they are at the correct level. And also I probably will skeleton in a just a quick bridge on the top of this so that we can get across quicker than going by boat. In the meantime... Oop, didn't mean to do that. Boat slalom. So I used up 2 of the water bottles in the end. 2 of the water breathing potions in the end. So there's plenty of more water breathing potions if I need them. Oh. Failure. So there's 2 more if I need them. I might do, depending on how much more underwater stuff I need. I'm sure I'll use them at some point, even if it's just for mining clay around here or whatever. However, we'll have to see. Oops, there we go. I am keeping in mind the fact that actually I'll want to have a rail line that runs underneath the bridge, so I might put that in first because it's going to be something I'm going to want to put in anyway. So I might do that first, just so that it's done and it's out the way. So that's the update so far. I'm going to put this map away because it's not really that useful at the moment. Also going to build a replacement boat because I shouldn't have broken that one. Don't know why I picked up 6 because I only need 5. Put them away. Put that away too. As for my smooth stone supplies, running a little low. I'll probably cook up a bit more. Stone soon. Hello cows, I can hear you. In fact, I'm going to refill my food while I'm here. Let's go with 12 for no particular reason. So yes, the next step, as I said, would be to bring these pillars up to the correct height and start construction of the actual walking surface. And then I'll probably add details after that just to give it a bit more, get it functional and then add details. For the time being, I won't put the actual train line in. I don't really have enough iron and gold. I'll put the platform in so that I can add it in future. But in terms of actually putting the line in, I'll wait. So I will see you shortly with another update. And welcome back. So, as you can see, there's been quite a bit of construction in the intervening time. We have the first part of our bridge fully constructed. This is the rail line section, on top of which we will have our actual bridge, but we can go from one end to the other. I'm quite happy with how it's gone. It actually, I think, at the end of the day, actually works out faster to go by boat because you get more acceleration, but the hassle is just, this is so much more worth the time. Because you have to slow down at both ends and you have to do all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so someone asked me a couple of videos ago actually if I'd thought about doing montages of builds, and I have, and I've recorded a few montages to see how they go. But with something like this, where it's just repeatedly placing blocks in a very repetitive order and sequence, there's not really that much interest in it. So I might do some montages when I'm building something slightly more interesting. There's also a case of file sizes. If you record every about 5 minutes, I think it is about 4 gigs. I have a reasonably sized hard drive, but if I record, I mean, I don't know how long it took me to do that, but it probably would be a lot of video to sort of chunk through and sort out before encoding. But anyway, so I will likely put in the actual floor, the actual walking level, next. I may need to go get some more cobble actually. There is some smooth stone cooking right now, I believe. Ah, it finished. So I need to put another load on. So I will work on the tread level, as it were, the top level. While I'm still considering the canopy type things, because really once the main body of the bridge is in place, the detailing around the supports and exactly how, whether they're covered or if they're not, or if they're sort of minimalist or whatever, that can be handled later. That can be handled when I have finished the main body of it. Ow. So there we go. There is our bridge thus far. And that will mark the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will join me next time. So thank you very much. Goodbye.